Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Does that work? Can you hear? All right, let me see where this video is gonna go. Making sure this thing is recording. Is the audio okay? Where's the audio even going? I logged in, but froze up on me. Yeah, that's right. We can test it on our phone. And how would you test it on your phone? I have no idea. Ooh, live. There we go. And it's got audio. All right. All right. It's got audio. All right. So, all right. Welcome to my channel. Just sounds kind of funny to say. The revolution. What's it going to take to make it happen? Well, we got to get some type of concept, I believe, down, some type of plan, right? Understand what the hell is really going on. Just to set the stage again, I'm coming from a position of natural law and how the world works. And if we want what we say we want, then, there's some room for some common understanding. And by that I'm talking about power, because this is what it's all about. We choose to give our power away. Red pill versus blue pill. All that happy horse shit. So that's on us. Nobody else to blame. That is on us. Right or wrong. So, I know it sounds good, but I want to be very specific today about what what power actually is, because it's two things, right? I even think you can have a way of quantifying them for yourself. So power, I'm going to write this down on a piece of paper. Power equals knowledge, the K, and understanding times love and unity. Can you see that? P equals L. Okay? So this is the other part of that. The inverse, if you will. If you are giving away your power, then you are in ignorance. You don't understand anything. And fear. Fear. Right? Now, I know a lot of people say they think that the opposite of love is hate, but no, it's actually not. It's fear. Because you can't, first of all, hate what you don't fear. And if I were to quantify each of those between, say, ignorance from 0 to 10 and fear from -5 to 5, that way what I'm saying is the people that are draining our energy to make this a negative, they keep us in fear. So this is the negative, but they're very intelligent. They know what they're doing. You can be intelligent or not intelligent, but also understanding where the fear component comes in versus the love. These people that suck our energy, they are like narcissistic energy vampires. They keep us in fear, and that makes this a negative. You get it? You kind of get what I'm saying? And you know why this is spectacularly important? Is because this is the essence of how our souls are united with interdimensions. To God, actually. We are in existence in spirit across all dimensions. We just don't know it. And that's a very powerful thing. It's kind of like the big secret, actually. I mean, you've got people right now who are doing studies on this, and what they find is that what? The brain emits energy. That's where the knowledge part of this power comes from. And the heart, this is your love center. This is where love comes from. And it also puts out an energy signature. The more you are united, okay, the more you love outside of you and inside of you. And that's kind of like the other dimension of this power, because it goes outside and then inside. And with the knowledge aspect of that, it's also knowing the world around you and knowing the world inside of you. Get it? Right? This is the essence of the connection of how our intent combines with the universe. So this is the deal. Look, these folks that run this planet, and there are folks that run this planet, they know all this stuff. They know this damn well. They know how to manipulate us, and they convince us to give our power away. It's our damn choice. It's our fault. We fucked up. Feel me? In other words, you can't just go around complaining like these protesters. They're little babies. Me, 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 me. I mean, I know it feels good. They think they're doing something, but the thing to do now really is for them to talk to me. Okay? Because there are some things we need to do. And having us be divided is exactly what they want. This is why the love and unity part right now is so critical to this aspect of power. It's collective power. They got us all divided because they know what they're doing. Anti this, pro that, whatever the hell. It's just a damn shame to see them get away with it. I mean, we know they're doing it. And they just laugh because they know we're just so easily manipulated. Not everybody, but a lot of people are. But not everybody is. Do you know that most of America is in the middle? Not on left and right. It's almost like that's the big secret. Us in the middle, we could take control of this unity thing and make this happen. I know we can do it. So I'm asking the conservative folks, please, if you will, tell the liberals that you love them, right? You have to tell them we need an expression of love and unity more than anything. People talk about love like they understand it, but I don't think so. Okay? I don't think we really respect the fact that we have such power in love. I don't think that, well, let's say I think that people have big egos and they can't get over themselves. Like right now, I get it. A lot of conservatives are pissed off at liberals. Fuck them, right? That's what you're thinking. I mean, by all rights, the media is on your ass. These liberals are calling you all types of ungodly names that ain't true. It makes you feel resentful. Fuck them. Look at these fucking Democrat politicians fucking shit up, letting 20 million illegals in the country, now acting like, oh my God, I mean, it's bad, man. All these lies. And then just the constant, in the mainstream media, bashing on you. You got Tom Hanks on SNL making you look like a fucking country bumpkin retard. And these liberals, a lot of them, they believe this. They actually think these things are true when we know they are not true, like at all. That Trump rally in New York, that was some pretty amazing stuff as an example of whatever. But unfortunately, yeah, a lot of those liberals, they eat it up and believe it. If you ask me, I'm not running the psychological operation, but I can see what they're attempting to do. They don't give a fuck, right? What they are trying to do right now is keep people pissed off at each other. Doesn't matter who wins, what election, whatever, they're going to play it just to keep people at each other's throats. Telling these liberals all types of shit about people. I'm not even a conservative. I was a liberal-sided Democrat, but now homie, don't play that game. I don't do it. You cannot divide me from anybody. I'm on everybody's team. I don't give a fuck. I just wish everybody would stop playing this stupid game. Oh, I wish people would stop this. It's the most important thing. If I can convince the conservatives to figure something out, get like, Charlie Kirk is a good first step because he's out there anyhow. I think he's perfectly positioned to be the type of person to say, look, liberals, I love you. In fact, yeah, I think he could do that. I want a t-shirt that says, I love liberals. And it would be ironic, right? Because you would think that a liberal would wear that, showing that, hey, he loves himself. But no. This t-shirt would be meant for people who aren't liberals to say they love liberals. So that's like one way you could get the word out, because we got to do this. And I do believe it's going to have to be the conservatives to make the first move. For a variety of reasons. One of which, we don't hate liberals in the first place. What I'm saying is non-liberals. Again, I'm not a conservative, but I'm in the middle, and I don't hate liberals. I think they're being psyoped, driven crazy. Yeah, I do think that because, man, the stuff I see some liberals say, some of the things that they don't know, it's just weird. It seems like they are just convinced that I am the most evil person. That's not right. That's not cool. Fuck you. But liberals, man. Look, we love you, we need you, right? Liberals, we love them, we need them, right? If they all disappeared, that would be a drag. Right? If all the liberals just disappeared like that, I would be the first one to stand up and say, we need those liberals back because I love them. Right? We all got family, co-workers, that don't, well, I was going to say that don't think like us, but maybe what I really mean is they seem to have been really affected negatively by what I can only call a psychological operation from the media. I mean, I gotta say what it is because that's what it is. I believe it's being run out of the Pentagon. Yep. It's interesting. If you were to Google right now, psychological operations Pentagon, you won't find anything. They hide that stuff. I remember one time I posted on YouTube a Shadowgate video by what's her name, Millie Weaver, I think is her name. That's a good video, by the way. You can find it because they talk about how they do it, right? With the social media control and then all these different data people. So they drive algorithms to just, yeah, that's how they do it. That's partially how they do it. They do it through a variety of ways. But anyhow, they got that stuff down. They got it down. Okay. I posted it to YouTube and boom, they took it down and told me that I violated some shit. So I was like, wow, okay, this is serious. Point being is that they're all working together. Google, YouTube, we know that, right? And they're making sure certain things are not talked about. I know another topic that they're that way about that I'm afraid to even talk about right now. That's right. I am. I'm not kidding. I wish I could talk about it. If you catch me in private one day, ask me, hey, Miles, what's that thing you are afraid to talk about on YouTube? I'll tell you, all right. Anyhow, I lost my train of thought. Where was I? All right, so point I'm trying to make is that it is a psychological operation, and they are very good at it. They know what they're doing. Oh, here's what I wanted to get at about this mind and heart aspect of power. If you did Google psychological operations, what you'll come up with is military shit, like the army stuff. There was one point where it was kind of more well known. They don't talk about it anymore, but it's about winning hearts and minds. Like if you're in a situation where you're trying to take over a territory, you know, like the U.S. does, they want to win hearts and minds of the locals. And and what they're really saying is exactly what I'm saying, is they want to drain their power. What they mean is keep them, control their information, that's the minds, and keep them in fear. That's what they mean. That's what it is, winning hearts and minds. This is a known thing. You know, a lot of the things I talk about sometimes it can sound like I made some shit up or whatever it is, but very rarely is that going to be the case. I can usually back it up with, you know, a lot of different types of stuff. But so in this case, yeah, it's a psychological operation to drain people's energy we don't even know we have. And if we knew we had it, we could potentially decide to no longer do that. What does that mean? That means the red pill. The person that wrote that movie, they are also coming from a standpoint of universal law. It's our free will to choose. And we have been psyoped to think we need to give our power away. See, this is the essence of this whole fucking thing. And this unity aspect, as far as I'm concerned, is job one. Why isn't the knowledge aspect job one for me? This is why. Hello. This is the Great Awakening. Everybody's knowledge is increasing, right? Because what are we finding out? That if you want to know what the fuck's going on, you gotta work for it. You gotta work for it. This shit's not gonna be handed to you on a silver platter. But what you do work for it, It's pretty spectacular. This is why information control is so important to them. It is so critically important that you stay, if ignorant, if nothing else, but confused and you don't know what to believe. Right, which is the same thing as ignorant. You don't know. But if you put some work into it, you can actually gain a lot of I mean, right? This is what we all say, knowledge is power. It's true, but it's only one aspect of power. But it's 100% true. And a lot of you out there will understand the aspect of how as above, so below. In this case, what I mean is as your knowledge of self increases, your knowledge of the outside world increases. Like they go hand in hand, right? Same actually is with love. You can't really truly love, even people will say, unless you love yourself on the inside. See how this works? Do you see the interdimensionality of what I'm talking about is power? Now I'm gonna take this power concept, blow this out. Okay, this power that I'm referring to is what I'm gonna say is what people refer to as the light inside of you. You can look at that power, say it's the power that goes through the light bulb, right? The more power you put through it, the brighter it shines. Yeah, yeah. And when the brighter it gets, the more you are connected to universe. Absolutely. And when I say universe, I mean in a multi-dimensional way, right? And the more you introspect, the more you can start to feel the energy around you. It's a fascinating thing. It's accessible to all of us, which is amazing. I think that's so cool. But it does take work, right? A lot of people, a lot of y'all out there already been doing that. And like I talked to a friend of mine recently, she about some kind of deep spiritual matters I'm not going to get into right now, but she told me that people where she lives thinks she's crazy. And I just thought, oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was a good conversation because when I knew her when she was here, we neither of us had this type of spiritual understanding. But we maybe 10 years later we talked, and we had both gained a lot. So it was nice to have somebody to speak with on that kind of level. I was sad she left, to be honest. All right, so I want to wrap up this stream. I want you to let me know what you think about how we can get the conservatives and the liberals to start talking. All right, I got two current viewers. I want to hear from one of you two. Let me know. Can the conservatives take the responsibility? That's another thing I wanted to get into as far as the conservatives. So a lot of them are Christians, right? Not all, but a lot. If you hear some conservative media, right, they'll often start talking Christian stuff. That bothers me, by the way. I'm not Christian. I don't like it. This is why. It's because it separates you from everyone else, right? You're giving yourself a label saying I'm a this now. So now everybody else is that other thing that doesn't support unity. That's why I can't do religion. All of y'all all are on my team. Period. End of story. That's just me. Okay? I get it. This is what you believe and stuff, but I'm just saying I want you to understand I can't do it. But I love you anyhow. Jesus, he's all about natural law. Of course he is. He understands. I don't think there's anything that I've said that Jesus would disagree with. If there is, let me know. Maybe I'm missing it. But I do believe it's concurrent. Natural law is the basis of all philosophies and all that stuff. It's even the basis of our current law. It's the basis of common law. Like when they were writing these laws out and stuff, these guys were thinking natural law. It's God's law. Law does have a spiritual aspect. So that's what I wanted to say about the religion thing. I'm not opposed to it. I'm down with Jesus 100%, but I'm also down with anybody that is coming from a standpoint of universal law. There's stuff about cultural Marxists that is negative, right? It's like fear based, so that's why that is evil, because it is. Oppressor, oppressed. That's so fear based. It's like, okay, well, if that is true, you're being oppressed. Well, natural law says if you don't want to be oppressed anymore, well, then you gotta be powerful. Powerful doesn't mean burning some shit up. What it means is getting knowledge and getting united. Then, after that, you can use that power to go where you go collectively. Because everybody knows who the enemy is, or not really. Some people don't really. Some people don't think the deep state is real. Like they haven't really gone into that. So you don't know your enemy, right? So this is like another thing with Sun Tzu's Art of War, right? Know if you are being oppressed, okay. Well, I want to know who this person is that's so-called oppressing me, all right? Because as far as I thought, it's my job to succeed, right? It's my job to have knowledge and unity and love, and that's my job. That's my choice, and what I do with that power is up to me. I don't have to give it away to Mr. Oppressor. That's a choice. But when you have them focused on these motherfuckers, it brings, they're in negative, okay? So that brings in, demons. That's what it does. When you are working out of fear, you're basically saying, okay, bad guys, come and suck the energy out of my etheric field. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. That's what it means. And you can kind of see that. If you are in love, well, it works the opposite way. And this is why it's so damn vital. Look at it this way. Let's say you do kind of buy that negative entities have come in a little bit, kind of taken over some people, okay? How do we exercise that? How do you think? What do we do about that? Do you guys understand? You're not taking, let's just say this. Please consider taking Jesus at his word. Please. He wasn't lying. He would really appreciate it if you made it a point to let those that you've been divided from, to tell them, show them some love. Because what is the antidote to this negative shit? Is God and love, right? Well, bring it. Bring it, okay? Otherwise, you could just be talking shit. So this is your opportunity to make that shit happen. You understand what I'm saying? All right, so let's see if we can do something here. I'm gonna end this stream. That was fun talking to myself. I'm out.